Our beloved audience, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mentorship Talk Show. This is a program that is brought to you by student public speakers from Kibabii University. I'm Dr. Brian Motivator.
I'm Mentor Owimo, the poet.
I'm Professor Tino Brian.
I'm Mentor Mark Amani.
Our subject matter for today is knowing yourself. Based on the words of Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, he said that knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. And my question to you is, who are you? How much do you know about yourself? Where are you? And what should you know about yourself? And when are you willing to know about yourself, if not today, from Mentorship Talk Show? I therefore welcome Mentor Elvis the Poet to share with us ways in which we can know ourselves.
Thank you very much, Dr. Brian, my fellow members. Actually, I cannot deny today's topic is greatly enlightening. Just as a great old Chinese master denoted that knowing you others is intelligent, but knowing yourself is true wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, who is me? The only person with the correct list. It's billions of people on earth. Find yourself amidst the billions of men, amongst the billions of ladies, and also amongst the billions of youths. To find yourself, to know yourself, you have to think and reflect about yourself. And by this, I think I'm in agreement with the statement that was made by the greatest philosopher, a man who was the founder of the Western philosophy by the name Socrates, who said that to know yourself, think for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, please agree with me that on the journey of identifying or knowing yourself, you have to know your strengths and weaknesses. It is only when you know your strengths and weaknesses that you can find yourself on the right path that will lead you to the correct position of where yourself is. It is only when you identify your strengths and weaknesses that you can be able to make the greatest and best choices to your life. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your personal traits that makes you or seem to help you move along in life? What are some of the things that you normally do when you lose track of time? And do these things leave you motivated, or do they make you feel regretting in life? Considering the four-time president of the United States, a man by the name Franklin Delano Roosevelt, this man, he was a great man because he managed to lead the United States as a president for 12 full years, despite his challenge of being paralyzed from waist downwards with the polio. Actually, this was a challenge. It was a weakness that could have hindered this man from being a great person. But he was great because he identified himself and decided to know his strengths and weaknesses and focus, build on his strengths, and stopped considering his weaknesses. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, find your strengths, find your weaknesses, find yourself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the great poet Elvis.
Yes.
And allow me also to answer the question that was posed by Dr. Brian, that how do we know ourselves? We know ourselves through identifying our purpose. A great man by the name Thomas Cecil once said that a person without purpose is like a ship without rudder. Therefore, another question comes: how do I identify my purpose in life? Ladies and gentlemen, you were put in this world to live the greatest part of yourself. You were put on this world to live your purpose to the fullest, and you can only do this through encouragement and through a positive attitude towards fulfilling your purpose in this life. Remember, you can fulfill your purpose through identifying your talents. Each and every one of us was given a talent and a gift by God so that he can use it to manifest himself and also serve the community as a way of his purpose in the current world that we live in. So what you need to do is to assess yourself, bring yourself down and ask yourself questions. What was I meant to do? Examine yourself and confront yourself and ask yourself several questions. And by so doing, you will be able to identify your talents and gifts. And ladies and gentlemen, once you identify your talents and gifts, always your talent will help you hit a target that no one else ever hit. And therefore, let me recall some great people who used their talents or who related their talents in towards fulfilling their purpose in life. Talk about the great leaders of Africa, for example, Nelson Mandela. This person was blessed and gifted with the gift of leadership, and that is why we know him. Talk about Oprah Winfrey, the great journalist. She is known of his talent and gifts in journalism, and that is why we know this great woman. Also talk about the great footballers like Lionel Messi, together with the so-called Cristiano Ronaldo. This person was gifted and blessed with talent in football, and that is why we know these people. Also talk about the great athletes such as Eliud Kipchoge, who just broke the world records recently. This person was also gifted in athletes, and that is why we know him. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, let us confront ourselves, identify the talents within us, and work towards our purpose so that we can fulfill the reason as why we are in this world. And remember, if you can't figure out your purpose, then figure out your passion, because your passion will lead you towards your purpose. Let me welcome another great mentor by the name Amani to share with us more.
Thank you very much. Allow me to add something on what Professor just said. You cannot know yourself if you don't know the purpose as why you are created on this earth. If you don't know the reason as to why you are here, you are walking around on this earth, then you don't know yourself. It is very clear that you need to know the purpose as to why you are born. The purpose as to why God created you to live on this earth. So in order now to identify your purpose, get to know the passionate activities that you can do, the skills that can help you propel those activities.
Yeah.
Then check on the contribution of these activities to your personal development and what? And the entire society. So my friend, if you cannot identify all these three, then you don't know yourself. John Kennedy once said that effort and courage is not enough without purpose and direction. So this means that if you are putting effort and courage in some things that you are not passionate about, then possibly you are just wasting your time and you don't know yourself. So it is very clear that you need to identify the activities that you are passionate about, work on them, develop skills on them. Then the contribution will just come to be seen clearly in the society. For example, if you want to be you know that you are a musician, maybe you'll be practicing music each and every day because you are passionate about music. But if you go and train for music, but you're not passionate about it, then you are not a musician. You're just wasting your efforts. You're wasting your courage. You're just gaining courage to go to the stage and practice music, but you're not passionate about it. Then possibly you're just wasting your time. So my friend, in order to identify your purpose and know yourself fully, identify the activities that you are best suited in, the skills you will develop in that one. Then the contribution will be seen. Thank you.
I'm so much grateful to my fellow student mentors and mentees for sharing it with us on how we can know or identify ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to talk about being unique as a way of knowing yourselves. Les Brown's make it better when he says that many people, we were born with unique talents and gifts, but still most of us die as copyrights of other people. Ladies and gentlemen, based on the current census that was done recently, it has been revealed by a report that the world population today is 7.9 billion people. Remember, just a few years ago, it was 7.8 billion people. The figure should not surprise you. Ladies and gentlemen, reflecting back on experiment that was done with Indians. Remember, India is one of the most populated country with a figure of billion population. A British civil servant called Sir William Herschel did a research, an experiment with Indians, and the result of the experiment was none of the Indians had or a common fingerprint with each other. Ladies and gentlemen, much more great minds, experts, physicians, and scientists did much research further, and it has been proved today that for the world population of 7.9 billion, none of us have a common fingerprint to each other. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, my question is given to my fellow student mentors and mentees, that being born unique and lucky that you have your own fingerprint different from other person, why do we decide to die as a copyright of other people? Ladies and gentlemen, be unique. Identify yourself with your own uniqueness. I do say, and I will encourage this, work with a unique company. Eagles fly alone. Sleep, have a unique pattern. Moon and the sun rise at their own times. And ladies and gentlemen, think creativity. Think creatively in a creative way, because think outside the box. That's what I mean. Ladies and gentlemen, be unique. Identify yourself, fulfill your purpose. Allow me to welcome fellow student mentor and mentee who is blessed with poem as a poet to share with us a concluding poem today.
Thank you very much, Dr. Brian, for this opportunity. And in fact, I'm trying to come in agreement with the statement that was made with my fellow poet, who was also an author and also a dramatist, a man by the name Michael Bassey Johnson, who said that predators prey on the weak, but poets prey on brilliant ideas. And therefore, allow me pray on concerning this brilliant topic of today. Allow me pray with the following two stanzas. It is a long, hard trek knowing yourself, for it requires at large research of self. Together, gathering every bit of information, struggling always with all passion. Though is the peak of greatness, like evading fardel, nevertheless, ferociously conquering uniqueness of the you, and be the person in charge of the choices made by you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's a great poem, and I'm grateful also to my fellow mentors and mentees for the great words of today. What do we tell the audience?
We were born to inspire before we expire. Thank you.